10 Best Anime You Should Watch. 1. Drifters. This anime was created in 2016 and is based on the manga written by Kuda Hirano, the same creator behind Hellsing. Drifters is a historical fantasy anime that follows the story of Shimizu Toyohisa, a real-life samurai from the Battle of Sekigahara, who is mortally wounded and suddenly finds himself transported into a mysterious corridor lined with doors. He is then thrust into a strange fantasy world where famous warriors, military leaders, and historical figures from different eras have been gathered. These drifters are tasked with fighting against a group known as the Ends, other historical figures who seek to destroy the world they now inhabit. The story blends historical and fantasy elements, creating a world where Oda Nobunaga, Joan of Arc, and Hannibal Barca coexist and fight alongside and against each other. The series explores themes of leadership, chaos, war strategy, and culture clash, all with Hirano's signature dark humor, ultraviolence, and sharp political commentary. The intense battles, larger-than-life personalities, and creative blending of history and fantasy make Drifters a unique experience. 2. Fullmetal Alchemist: Brotherhood. This anime was created in 2009 and is the definitive adaptation of Hiromu Arakawa's legendary manga. It follows brothers Edward and Alphonse Elric, who suffer a horrific accident after attempting forbidden alchemy to bring their mother back to life. Edward loses limbs, while Alphonse loses his entire body, his soul bound to a suit of armor. To restore themselves, they seek the Philosopher's Stone, uncovering a nationwide conspiracy involving military corruption, ancient alchemy, and the secrets of human transmutation. With a perfect balance of action, humor, tragedy, and philosophy, Fullmetal Alchemist: Brotherhood is one of the most acclaimed anime of all time. 3. Black Summoner. This anime was created in 2022 and is adapted from the light novel series by Dofu Mayoi. It tells the story of Kelvin, a man who wakes up in a fantasy world with no memories of his past life, but armed with overwhelming skills and the ability to summon powerful companions. With a thrill-seeking personality, Kelvin quickly throws himself into battles, growing stronger with every fight. Along the way, he recruits unique allies, including a goddess who made him her champion, a powerful knight, and a ghostly companion. What sets Black Summoner apart is Kelvin's strategic mind, love of combat, and willingness to face overwhelming odds for the sheer joy of it. The anime mixes classic isekai tropes with engaging action and a protagonist who isn't afraid to embrace his overpowered nature. 4. Rising of the Shield Hero. The Rising of the Shield Hero also started as a web novel in 2012 before being adapted into a light novel and anime. The story follows Naofumi Iwatani, a college student who is summoned to a medieval fantasy world along with 3 other individuals. Each of them is chosen as a legendary hero, tasked with protecting the world from devastating waves of monsters. However, while the other heroes receive powerful weapons like swords, spears, and bows, Naofumi is given only a shield, making him reliant on defense rather than direct combat. Things take a turn for the worse when Naofumi is betrayed by Malti Melramark, a princess who falsely accuses him of a crime, leaving him despised and alone. This betrayal makes him cynical and distrustful of others, forcing him to rely on unconventional means to survive. He eventually acquires a demi-human slave, Raphtalia, who becomes his first true ally. Over time, he builds a small but loyal party, proving his worth and uncovering hidden truths about the kingdom and the waves. The series focuses on his journey from an outcast to a respected hero, highlighting themes of perseverance, trust, and justice. 5. Samurai Champloo. This anime, directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, is a unique blend of historical Edo period Japan and modern hip-hop culture. The story follows 3 unlikely companions: Mugen, a wild and unpredictable swordsman with a breakdancing-inspired fighting style; Jin, a calm and highly skilled ronin with a traditional approach to swordsmanship; and Fu, a determined young girl who convinces the 2 swordsmen to help her find a mysterious samurai who smells of sunflowers. Throughout their journey, The trio faces numerous challenges, including powerful enemies, corrupt officials, and bounty hunters, all while navigating themes of honor, loyalty, and personal redemption. The series stands out for its stylish animation, anachronistic soundtrack featuring hip-hop beats, and unconventional storytelling. Samurai Champloo is praised for its dynamic action scenes, unique character development, and blending of historical and modern influences, making it a standout anime of the 2000s. 6. Hellsing Ultimate. This anime was created between 2006 and 2012, serving as a faithful adaptation of Kota Hirano's legendary manga. If you want an anime that's over the top, unapologetically violent, stylish, and brimming with sheer chaotic energy, Hellsing Ultimate is it. The story follows the Hellsing organization, led by the cold and commanding Sir Integra Hellsing, whose ultimate weapon is Alucard, a nearly invincible vampire who takes a twisted pleasure in slaughtering anyone foolish enough to challenge him. What makes Hellsing Ultimate so good is its perfect blend of horror, action, and dark humor. Alucard isn't your typical brooding vampire, he's a grinning force of destruction who revels in carnage, making him one of anime's most iconic antiheroes. The enemies are just as extreme, from neo-Nazi vampire armies to fanatical priests, each more colorful and insane than the last. The animation quality, especially in the brutal fight scenes, is top tier, with gorgeous gothic visuals and a soundtrack that elevates the bloody spectacle to near-operatic levels. If you want a series that fully embraces its dark fantasy roots while delivering non-stop action and unforgettable characters, Hellsing Ultimate is absolutely essential. 7. Friends Game aka Tomodachi Game. Friends Game is a psychological thriller anime that delves deep into the complexities of trust, betrayal, and human nature. The story revolves around Kei Takato, a high school student who, along with his friends, is thrust into a series of life-or-death games. Each game is designed to test the boundaries of friendship, morality, and personal sacrifice, forcing the characters to confront their darkest fears and insecurities. Kei and his friends are part of a deadly game where they must make decisions that could either lead to their survival or result in a tragic demise. As they are forced to betray one another in order to win, the lines between allies and enemies blur, and everyone is left questioning who they can trust. The story presents a constant push and pull between friendship and personal survival. Kei's struggle lies in navigating these mind games while attempting to protect those closest to him. The show is heavily focused on character psychology, with each participant showing a different reaction to the stress of the games. There are moments of intense suspense and moral dilemmas, all framed within a larger narrative that critiques the nature of friendships and loyalty. The intense emotional moments are paired with plot twists that keep the viewer on the edge of their seat, wondering who will betray whom next. The anime also highlights the dark side of human nature and the lengths people will go to for self-preservation. The intro of Friends Game perfectly encapsulates the eerie atmosphere of the series, with suspenseful music and unsettling visuals that evoke the feeling of tension, anticipation, and fear. The animation and soundtrack complement the psychological complexity of the story, setting the stage for the mind-bending scenarios that unfold in every episode. 8. Erased. This anime was adapted from the manga by Kei Sanbi. Satoru Fujinuma, a 29-year-old struggling manga artist, possesses a unique ability known as revival, which transports him back in time to moments just before a tragedy or death occurs, allowing him to alter the outcome. When his mother is murdered, Satoru is sent 18 years into the past, back to his childhood days in a small town. As he tries to figure out the mystery behind his mother's death, Satoru uncovers a disturbing pattern that links it to a series of child abductions and murders that occurred years earlier. With the help of old friends and new allies, Satoru must now use his ability to prevent these tragic events from happening again. But things are not as they seem, and the deeper he digs, the more dangerous his journey becomes. Erased is a captivating mix of mystery, psychological thriller, and time travel, with themes of guilt, redemption, justice, and the powerful influence of past actions on the future. Samurai Champloo, 2004. This anime was directed by Shinichiro Watanabe and produced by Manglobe. Summary. Set in a distinctive and stylized version of Japan's Edo period, Samurai Champloo follows three unlikely companions. Mugen, an impulsive and wild swordsman with unorthodox fighting skills. Jin, a calm and traditional samurai who is a master of classical techniques. And Fu, a young and spirited girl searching for the samurai who smells of sunflowers. The trio embarks on an adventurous journey across the country, encountering danger, conflict, and cultural oddities along the way. The series is known for blending historical elements with modern sensibilities, such as anachronistic hip-hop music, which sets it apart from other samurai stories. With its vibrant action scenes, humor, and unique art style, Samurai Champloo explores themes of freedom, fate, personal growth, and the complexity of human nature. The chemistry between the characters, their evolving relationships, and the stylish, fluid combat make this anime a standout in the action-adventure genre. 9. Shangri-La Frontier. This anime started in 2023 and is perfect for gamers and anime fans who love adventure. The story follows Rakuro Hizutome, a player who's famous for beating bad games with tons of glitches, bad controls, and unfair rules. But after playing so many broken games, Rakuro decides to try something new, Shangri-La Frontier, a huge, well-made VR game that millions of people love. Because Rakuro is used to difficult, broken games, he's much smarter and more creative than normal players. While others follow the rules, Rakuro finds tricks, loopholes, and clever ways to fight strong enemies and become more powerful. Watching him figure out the game world, battle epic monsters, and outsmart both the game and other players is super fun. What makes Shangri-La Frontier special is how well it shows the feeling of playing a really good game. The excitement of finding rare items, the danger of strong monsters, and the fun of working with or competing against other players, it all feels real. The world is huge and beautiful, and you always want to know what Rakuro will find next. If you love anime about games, virtual worlds, and smart players who think outside the box, this anime is a perfect match. It's also full of action, humor, and cool moments where Rakuro surprises everyone with his creative thinking. Whether you play games yourself or just like fun adventure stories, Shangri-La Frontier is definitely worth watching. 10. Akudama Drive. This anime was created in 2020, and if you love crazy action, fast-paced fights, and over-the-top characters, this is perfect for you. The story takes place in a high-tech, futuristic Japan where criminals called Akudama rule the streets. A normal girl gets caught in their world and has to survive alongside killers, fighters, and hackers. Each Akudama has a unique fighting style. If you love hand-to-hand combat, you'll love Brawler, a fighter who lives for punching enemies with pure strength. There's also Courier, who races through the city on his motorcycle, and Cutthroat, a psycho with a love for blades. Every fight is fast, wild, and beautifully animated, with glowing neon cities and non-stop action. If you like intense action, brutal fights, and characters who fight against the system, this anime is for you. The story moves fast, the fights are epic, and the characters are unforgettable. Perfect for fans of non-stop action and unique anti-heroes. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and see you in the next one.